Hello, and welcome to episode 22 of the Knitting Annihilator podcast. My name is Akira Green Bonner. I am married, and I do love to say all of my names because I'm a green girl, I'm a Bonner girl, I'm Akira Green Bonner, and I am coming to you today from my home in Adamsville, Alabama, where I live with my amazing husband and now our beautiful baby boy Aiden, who sounds like he's waking up. Oh, he just started. Oh, I lied. Okay, he's good. So, yeah. Totally lost my train of thought. Okay, so that's probably what this podcast is going to be a lot of. A lot of checking on him and a lot of just little glimpses and stuff. Okay. Again, coming to you from Adamsville, Alabama. Today is February the 13th, and it's about 10 o'clock here. This may be just a one take, because this is my first podcast with the new baby, and I am still learning how to kind of sort things out. So, I'm just gonna move this so I can see him. Okay. If I am talking a little lower, it's because both the baby and my husband are sleeping. But I really wanted to podcast right now because I've been watching like all the podcasts since I am on maternity leave. So I am just enjoying myself. So that's kind of why I look like this. I've just been snuggling and feeding and all the above. So I will tell my birth story towards the end, because this is a knitting podcast, so I'm not going to, make you listen to that if you don't want to. You can find me on Ravelry as KiraGreen95 and also on Instagram as knitting_annihilator_. We also have a Ravelry group for the podcast, which is the Knitting Annihilator Podcast Ravelry group. Thank you to any new members that are in there. It would be great if you introduced yourself, because I'm on this. I'll be honest, I don't know who's new and who's not new. So, yeah. Ooh, stretch it out, friend. Okay. I lied. The bad part is the wipes are holding the camera. So if I do have to change a diaper, I'm kind of screwed. No, I think there's more wipes somewhere. So, okay. So, if you're a new viewer, thank you so much for checking me out. I really appreciate it. And if you are a returning viewer, thank you so much for coming back. And I apologize for my absence. I had a baby, so just getting used to mom life and trying to figure it out one day at a time. So, okay, I feel like that is all for introductions. So I'll go ahead. Oh, he just looked at me. And get into the knitting part of the podcast. Maybe. Okay. So I have a finished object that I finished myself, but I also wanted to show the amazing finished objects that I received as gifts in the mail from my knitting friends, and praise them on how beautiful everything is. So yeah, so I guess I'll start off with my finished object. I did not finish this before he was born, but I did finish it, and I was able to put him in a picture on it, so I'm very happy about that. And that is my Akira shawl by Tammy Gore, and it is, I think I want to make like 12 of these. This knit was so mindless and peaceful, and that's really what I needed during my pregnancy. Not that my pregnancy wasn't, peaceful or well, we'll pray about that. But it was just something that I needed. When you're pregnant, you have pregnancy brain. You don't really want to learn new things. You kind of just want to knit and just kind of sit back and relax when you could sit. So I do not have the tags anymore. I've been trying not to be a hoarder. So I did throw the tag away for the gray color. But the blue color is Legacy Fiber Arts. And the colorway, it's a boy. And I just watched the Legacy podcast with Miss Lily P, and she is so cute. So I'm so glad we got to meet her, even though I like all the pictures on Instagram. But anyway, yeah, so this colorway is, it's a boy, and I got it for the obvious reasons that I had a boy. So, but just, it's just a beautiful shawl, and like, even when I got like down here to like the decreases, well, you decrease, yes, that's okay. When I got to this part, I was like, how the heck am I gonna wear this? But honestly, it is the perfect shawl shape. So I usually wear my shawls bandana style, and I kind of tuck the ends up under. Not gonna lie, guys, I'm kind of hurting because I'm a little engorged, but it's okay. Is that too much information? Maybe. But yeah, so it's beautiful shawl to like wear. Ow. And it's like really long. I do have an elephant on my shirt, by the way. But yeah, beautiful shawl, beautiful. Oh, just in love with this pattern. So I do want to make like 5 more of these. I have so much fingering weight yarn, and yeah, so super excited about this. And I even let my mom wear it for the first time. So I wore it out yesterday. I think my first day out of the house after he's been born was yesterday. No, it was his first appointment. But then I've been in the house for like a week. And I don't mind it. I love being home. I have a home project. I knit. So of course I want to be home to knit and snuggle with my baby. So I don't have any type of cabin fever. I could stay in this house for literally like my life, and I'd be really content. Okay, so now we're gonna get to the gifts, which I think are beautiful, and I'll just go in the order that they were received. So Danielle sent me a package, and she made me a scarf, which is in the knitting, well, in my closet where my knitting stuff is, so that's where that is. But she did make Aiden a few things. So she made him this cardigan sweatery thing, which is super cute, and it's got like these ties, which are super cute. So I thought that was really nice, and I love the lace, because I would never, Danielle, I would never, but you did, and I appreciate that. So, and not only that, she also made him this beautiful baby blanket. Like, look how huge this is. This thing is massive, but yeah, she made him this baby blanket, which is super pretty, and I really appreciate it. Thank you, Danielle. Everybody in the bed is tricking me. Like, they look like they're finna get up. But yeah. So that was my first package from Danielle. Thank you so much. Okay. So then next, I got a gift from Kalisha, who is the host of the Quirky Monday Craftcast. And I was super excited about this one. So she wrapped it in a receiving blanket, which has little owls and animals on it, which is super cute. So when I opened it, it's a little sweater. This is so cute. And I had to text her and tell her, like, oh my gosh, your tension and gauge or whatever is freaking amazing. Like, look at this. Like, it's just so sleek. Just, like, Jesus. And then it's stretchy because it's like, you know, stock. It's cute. It's super cute. And I am very grateful. So thank you, Kalisha. It's Alabama doesn't know what it wants to do. It was 70 degrees on Monday, right? 70 degrees on Sunday. Then yesterday it was 42 or 40. Today I don't know. I don't even want to go outside. I'm so lost. So hopefully I can get this on him soon and he can model it for you. And I'll take tons of pictures. So. Are you getting grumpy? Okay. Okay. So that was that gift. And my grandma Linda, which is my grandma on my mom's side, had someone hand knit him a little set as well. So here is the cardigan. And the cute little buttons. And then also there's a little, what is this, a bonnet? I want to say. I believe that's what it's called, a bonnet. Got him some little booties. And then also another baby blanket as well. I just don't see how you guys found the time to knit these blankets, because Lord have mercy. These things are like they are legit blankets. Like, how? Where is the time? You know what I'm saying? I don't know. But yeah, so those are finished objects that were not finished by me, but finished by some amazing people, and I definitely appreciate it. So yeah. Alright, that's all I have for finished objects. Now we can get into the works in progress, which I only have one of because I've been super obsessed, but at the same time I'm like, I just really want to get it off the needles so I can work on something else. And that is my eyeball shawl by Stephen West. I was finally able to go ahead and start the white part of your eye. So the only thing that's frustrating me about this knit is this cord. Like, of course they're signature needles. Signature needles, size US 5, 3.75 millimeter for non-USC people. And this cord, guys, it's like killing me. I would love signature needles on like a higher sharp cord, or even a Chow Goo cord, because their cords are weird and I'm not fond of it. And that's probably what's pushing me even harder to get it done. It might work better with a pattern that's not in the round, just one that's done from side to side. But yeah, so but this is what I have so far. So this grayish black part is Folsom by Lola Did It. Then this purple part is from Molly of a Homespun House, one of the Tim Burton colorways. I believe it was A Nightmare Before Christmas. Do I have? Nope. I thought I did. Yeah, I knew it was A Nightmare Before Christmas, and it was like Frog's Breath or something like that. And then the white is Bad Wolf Girl Studios in the colorway Hedwig, from the owl from Harry Potter. So this is coming out great. But yeah, the cord is really annoying me, and I really want to slap it. But yeah, so that's the only work in progress that I have. I'm gonna get some water. Okay. So I do have one acquisition, shopping shenanigans. And this is also from Molly of A Homespun House. I believe on last podcast, say that I did treat myself to January, February, March of the Harry Potter Yarn and Charm Club. And I did receive January. If you haven't received it, you can either look away or I believe everybody's received it. It's February, so. I mean, I look because I have anxiety and I like spoilers, so it's whatever you want to do at this point. So, sorry. So this one is the one with just the yarn because I missed the update for the charm. And this one is called the Night Bus, which is 70% superwash merino, 20% cashmere, and 10% nylon. And here's what she looks like. So there's like some deep purples and blue and brown. It's really pretty. And I would love to cast this on, start some socks. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have knitting wise. So if you were just here for the knitting, thank you so much for tuning in. So I can go ahead and go into random thoughts, and I can tell you my birth story. So I went into pre-labor around January the 26th. Or was it that Monday, the 24th? Probably the 24th. I know I had been contracting for a long time. Since for a while. So I went into pre-labor a couple of days before my due date. My due date was January the 29th. And I was contracting, but they weren't consistent. So I actually went in to get checked when I told them that I was contracting. And they told me that I was only like 3 centimeters dilated, and but I'm 90% effaced, so if my water breaks or if the contractions get stronger, just to come back. So first time I go in, it's awful. The doctor's really rough. You know, when you're pregnant, everything down there is just real pressurous, sensitive, everything. Felt like nobody cared about that. It was just kind of like, I need to go in here, poking, ramming. I'm like, Jesus Christ, I'm going to die, is exactly how I felt. So then they sent me home, and that Saturday, no, it was Monday, on the due date. So on the due date, I was contracting, not really feeling much. And then we go to the 30th. 30th, I actually start peeing myself. Like I can't hold my bladder, like something's wrong. So I tell my mom, and she's like, well, let's go have you checked, because I don't think that's pee. And I'm like, I think it's pee, Mom. But we went and got checked anyway, and still at the same space, still 4 centimeters. I think this time I was 4 centimeters, and still pretty effaced, but still no contractions, and my water still wasn't broken. So yeah, so I actually got admitted on the 30th, and they planned to just break the water for me and pretty much induce me, but not induce me at the same time. So it is the morning of the 31st, and the doctor comes in, and she's, again, not the last doctor was a man. He was super rough. I feel like women are even more rough because we, as women, we're just thinking like, it's a vagina, things happen. It's kind of what you gotta get used to. So, she's like, ramming in there, and we're starting to break the water, and it's so much water, and I'm just like, oh my God. And it's to the point where it's like painful. So my husband is holding me. He's like, it's okay, just relax. Because at this point, I'm like scooting and running away. I'm like, okay, I'll just hold him. I don't care. As a baby, we can just put an ultrasound thing to my belly and we can just look at him. He doesn't have to come out if this is what it takes. So she's trying to feel for the head, looking for Aiden's head. And it turns out Aiden is flipped over. Well, his head's down, but it's not down far enough. His hand is actually in my cervix. So if I were to push, he'd be basically like this and like pushing hand first. So I had to have an emergency C-section. So as this is going on, nobody's really telling me anything, and I start to panic. And C-section is definitely not the way. It's not, I guess, the wanted way to go. But it was an emergency, and he was coming with a bang. So I was a little upset about the C-section, but later on I got over it, and I was just, thankful for a beautiful baby. So I think what scared me the most was that my husband couldn't come in for the initial things, like getting the epidural and stuff, because that was the most pain. I was just in a lot of pain. So finally, they let my husband in, and we have a C-section. You're kind of like set like this, like you're Jesus on the cross. And they're just, doing their thing down there. I don't feel anything. And I'm like crying, I'm freaking out and all this stuff. And they asked me if I wanted a clear sheet to kind of see what was going on. And I said, sure, because at this point, I'm lost. So they were cutting and cutting. And then finally, they were like, all right, Mrs. Bonner, you can look. And they pull the flap down. And they pull him out. And he comes out like this. Like he's waving at everyone. So that already showed me that he's probably going to be like a real talkative guy. Because he's waving at everyone. And at first he was really quiet. He didn't really come out crying until, I guess, they started, touching him. And he doesn't really like, he likes to be held, but like as far as like getting a diaper change and like changing clothes, like he hates it. So that's what I knew he didn't like. Like if he felt it was unnecessary, he starts crying. But yeah, he came out. He was 6 pounds 14 ounces, and he was 21 inches long. And as soon as he comes over, they put him, on my chest, and suddenly all you see is, and I'm like, I don't think babies, when they first come out, are supposed to be able to just whip their heads back and forth like we're having a conversation. So that's when I was like, oh my gosh, he's already, they probably all do come out like that, and I'm just like, oh, my baby's so advanced. But yeah, he came out, and he's already holding his head up and waving his head back and forth to talk to people. And yeah, so today makes him 13 days old today, and I can get him. I don't know how patient he's gonna be, because he doesn't like to be moved at all. But we'll see, because he looks like he's starting to wake up. Okay, so let me grab him. I'll grab him and then you can see him. So here he is. Oh, he's so asleep. So this is Aiden Jermaine Bonner, and he was born on January the 31st of this year. So say hi, puppy. He's like really asleep. Okay, there he goes. He's such a handsome boy. Oh yes, I'm so tired. So tired, mommy. So tired. Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, I figured that was coming. It's okay, honey. Oh, it's okay, puppy. Okay. So like I said, he doesn't really like to be touched for no reason. So this feels like no reason to him. He's like, I don't care about this camera or these people. Oh, it's okay. Oh. Yeah, I know it. Mm-hmm. I agree. All the way. I understand 100%. But despite what you're seeing now, he doesn't really cry a lot. Only for like the essentials of a diaper change and a bottle. And I kind of just breastfeed through a bottle because he's very impatient. So, alright, okay, come on. So he's like right now, just a diaper change. But he's really quiet any other time, so. Sorry. Like I said, the wipes are under here, so. Okay. I get it, honey. Totally get it. So. That's totally gonna sound like he's dying, but he's totally okay, I promise. Yeah, I totally get it. I totally get it. I get it, and I'm so sorry. I know. I agree with you. I definitely agree with you. It's over. It's over now. See? See, it's over now. It's over now. Oh. Oh, look at that handsome man. And he's a fighter, as you can see. Straight savage. Comes from a long line of savages. And you can just already tell. Like, he's not afraid to throw them bowls. Okay. I'll go grab the box. Okay. You hold on. Okay. Okay. Hold on. know, buddy. I know. Oh no. I know. Okay. So yeah. So after all that of diaper change and a bottle, he's actually really quiet. So I don't mind these little outbreaks of mom, you need to get it together. Because sometimes you need that. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. My husband is really amazing with him. Super cute. I take a bunch of pictures, put them on Instagram and my story. And if you see most of the time the dad is asleep, that's because he is. He works really hard, comes home, he loves on the baby, and he goes to sleep. And I wake up and they both sleep together. So I don't give him any slack. I love taking pictures of my husband while he's sleeping. It's hilarious to me. So, yeah. Well, that is it. All I have for you today. Thank you so much for joining us, right, Aiden? And we will try to see if we can get back to you in 2 weeks, maybe. And yeah. Thank you so much for watching again, and I hope to see you on the next one. Please subscribe, give me a thumbs up, and comment if you'd like to do that. And yeah, until next time, bye guys.